This is an Dhufu program. I'm Anwar Khalil, your host. And my guest today is Kebede Geneti, Deputy Director of the Oromia Leadership Academy. He's going to tell us about his personal profile and also about leadership. And again, in relation to that item, he's going to tell us about reform tools that are being implemented across Ethiopia and their effectiveness. Also about the current leadership in Ethiopia and in Oromia. What results are these leaderships are bringing about? What qualities do they have? We're going to talk about it in depth. Stay tuned, please. The first part of our program is about your personal profile. You start from your birthplace, the way you grew up, and also about your education background. You're going to tell us about it. Let's begin from that.
I was born in West Wallagga, Nolekaba Woreda, Kiltu Tobbe Kabale, and with a specific special name of Kraleku.
Okay.
And then I learned my primary school at Bubbe Junior School from 1 to 8. And then I went Gimbi Comprehensive High School for high school study. Then after I joined Nakamte Teachers Training Institute. Then I worked for some years as a primary school teacher and school director. Then for some years I have worked as a member of the Woreda cabinet.
Okay.
Then after I joined Ethiopia Civil Service College, now university.
Okay.
And I got my BA degree there in accounting. After that, I've worked in Oromia State University, the Zen Public Service College of Oromia, for many years. And then I was changed as asked as to work as bureau head in civil service and good governance. Then after I came to Oromia Leadership Academy at deputy head.
Well, what about, academically, you told me that you got your first degree in accounting. What about the second degree? And
I got my second degree at Adama University in Masters in Business Administration. And then I continued by my third degree at Addis Ababa University.
No, you're studying there?
Yeah, I'm studying there in Public Policy and Management.
Okay. I heard that you're about to complete your dissertation and to defend it. Is that true?
Yeah, definitely. I'm now at the peak of that to defend my proposal. My paper.
Okay.
And I expect that I'm going to graduate this year.
Today I simply said Kebede Geneti, and next time we'll say Dr. Kebede Geneti, I'm sure. But what's the title of your dissertation, your paper?
The title of my dissertation is Creating and Managing High-Performance Public Organization and Governance in Oromia.
Okay, we're going to talk about it later. And do you have kids?
Yes, I have 2 kids.
2 kids?
And both of them are female, and they are also clever.
Clever students.
And one is Sena Kebede. She is a grade 9 student.
Sena Kebede, all right.
And another one is Sifan Kebede. And both of them are good at their study.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And you told me that you worked in Oromia State University. Normally, it was college previously.
Yeah.
And you worked there as an instructor. You were also given trainings on different reform tools in the country, like BPR, like BSC, including even the philosophy of Kaizen.
Sure.
And are these philosophies really applicable in Ethiopia? Have they brought good result in the country?
First and foremost, Oromia State University and the Zen Public Service College of Oromia has done a role in sustaining reform programs because it has trained so many professionals from Woreda level up to even at federal level, including the PM office. And again, the college has offered training for city administration like Deradua and Addis Ababa and so forth in terms of coverage, and it has covered a lot of areas. With regard to effectiveness, and we have conducted a study on that, and the university is now again working on that to test the effectiveness of its training delivery. Our study showed that the Zen College and now university has contributed in terms of offering training, in terms of helping institution and transforming their system, their structure. And what is the problem of the existing reform in the region and beyond is unable to make it comprehensive.
What does that mean?
When we say comprehensive, reform has to be categorized into 4 so as to be fully fledged and implemented. One is institutional reform. The system must be transformed, and the structure must be transformed. This is not enough. The leadership must be transformed. It's mind and attitude. And when we say leadership, it's a system, and the system of leadership development and the system of leadership thinking and leading must be fundamentally changed for reform to be implemented as expected. And the third one is mindset reform, meaning the mindset of public servant must be transformed in line with the requirement of public sector reform initiatives. In this case, when we say mindset, that is, there are 2 mindsets, the fixed mindset and development mindsets. The development mindset seeks you to develop the mentality of winning your inner game before you win the outer game, meaning that the confidence, building confidence on themselves internally, and having the winning spirit. And if you have winning spirit and committed yourself to bring sustainable development, you can implement reform as you like. So dramatic change has not been brought in public service mindsets. Another one is citizen reform. So far, from step 1 up to step 4 is institutional reform, is leadership reform, it is mindset reform, are the supply side of public sector reform. On the demand side, citizens must be transformed again, because they have to challenge public institution by asking their rights, at the same time being part of the solution as a demanding society. So unless the supply side and the demand side of reform is fully integrated, a reform cannot be expected to be implemented in a sustainable way. So the missing link is the system is transformed, but on the part of leadership, and we have a lot of steps to go. With regard to mindset, again, we have to work hard. With regard to citizen reform themselves, and we have to again create public mobilization so as to know their rights and responsibilities, and working hand in hand with public institutions to bring transformation. So our existing reform has faced some challenge. With this challenge, it is bringing incremental change. So what we expect is not incremental, but dramatic.
But people sometimes, and I hear recommend that the main problem of these reform tools is that BPR comes first. Before effectively implementing BPR, BSC came. People even didn't implement this BPR. The new one came, and again the other new comes, the other new comes, the other new comes. That kind of thing has created the problem in these reform tools. What do you comment? I mean, what's your comment on this?
Yeah, thank you very much for your wonderful question. Each reform tool has its own unique feature. One cannot replace the other. When we implement BPR, And we expect to streamline the service delivery process by cutting unnecessary obstacles and unnecessary structures and unnecessary process, and only maintaining the value-adding one. And when we implement the balance scorecard, for one thing, it supports BPR in putting the measurement system in place, management system in place.
That is about process. BPR is about shortening the process.
Yeah, BPR is about shortening the process, and is increasing the quality of service delivery by minimizing the time it takes to get service. And
but BSC helps
is
to measure.
On one hand is how to measure and how to lead as well. And again, beyond that, balance scorecard is a measurement tool, and it is a communication tool, and it is also management tool. So the scholars who wrote BPR and balance scorecard say that it's very important to use balance scorecard to fully implement BPR, because without effective management and measurement tool, we cannot implement BPR itself.
Does that mean it is the highest level of BPR?
Not the highest level, because BPR has its own framework. First, you change the process, then you improve the structure, then management and the measurement system, then finally, value and the belief is changed, and dramatic service is provided. That's the highest level of BPR. And the highest level of balance scorecard is creating a strategy-focused organization where the leaders and the employees speak the same language as far as their organization and their country is concerned. They know why they work, and they know how to work, and they know what is their share in boosting their organization performance, their region, their city, and their country as well.
Yeah.
And when we see Kaizen, while BPR is a high-level change, in dramatic change, and Kaizen is an incremental change. And meaning, according to the concept of Kaizen, a day cannot go without improving something in your organization.
It's a Japanese philosophy.
It's a Japanese philosophy. And then it's a matter of changing people's behavior and attitude at workplace to make them productive.
But some people, again, with whom I discussed this issue, told me that the failure of these programs, I mean these reform tools, can be due to the failure of the government, that the government hasn't linked these reformers with indigenous knowledge. Because, for instance, if you were to work in group, like in Tokoshene 1 in 5, 1 active, yeah, and some 4 medium performers, well, people know that Double or Jiggy is there, they work together.
Sure.
What's unique about this?
Now, as you have mentioned, the weak performance of reform tools does not necessarily go to the problem of the tools themselves. It's the problem of we leaders, how to make it local, and how to link it with our culture, and how to properly communicate it, including it is advantage to get the buy-in. Because when you say Raya or 1 to 5, the concept of the language of Raya is there in our society. And according to Oromo culture, the Raya means people who come together, work for the common good, like what you have said, Jiggy or Dabo.
Raya is there, Tokoshene is there, Jiggy or Dabo, they come together.
Yeah. Meaning, those language in foreign countries, it can be called the quality circle, it can be called the Commodore perspective, it can be called quality circle and total quality management and the like. But when you bring it here, it is the concept is working together for the common good, and because two minds are better than one.
Wow.
The more we come together, the more we are linked, mentally and with our hearts, we are going to perform something good with our hand. So, your comment is good in saying that always we have to make reform tools local than making it theoretical.
Sure.
That's why. So the more we do this, the more it is going to be familiar with our culture, the more it is going to be implemented as expected. And the more the resistance is going to be broken, and the more we create and understand one another.